Don't start.
You are welcome to the club for today.
The picture is first.
We planted cucumber seed in our seedling tray. This is the seedling tray. All this space here, and we planted cucumber seed there. And the thing sprout up. It germinated, it sprout up. But after some days, and the seed didn't die, everything died. Yeah, everything died. Yeah. Now we are looking at what we have accounted for that. What we are going to do today, as we are in different group, we want to do a bit of critical thinking. What we have accounted for that? The seed has germinated already, sprout up, doing well. After some days, they all died. Look at the space here, and we don't have anything there. What we have accounted for that? You know, we need to do that. We need to do that so that we are not going to lose other crop. We are going to replant again, so we don't want it to die again. So we are going to look at what we need to do to put in place. What are the reasons for that? What are those things we need to put in place to curb that? So that's what we want to do today. So in our group, we are going to discuss in our group. So you choose a leader in your group, you write your points down. Then we're going to move from one group to another. We listen to you. We're going to listen to your point there so that we can execute those things as we are moving on in our planting.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So you have 10 minutes for brainstorming session now. So the brainstorming session now, let it start immediately. So you choose a leader. You choose a presenter, okay, group by group. Then you choose a secretary. We write all your points down. Can we start now? Thank you very much. Okay. So after 10 minutes, we want to hear from you. We want to see your writing. Okay. Let's start. Right. Okay. So join.
I'm the one.
I can have brainstorm. You're going to throw away that seed there. That's it.
Are you guys brainstorming?
Yes.
Okay. You should write on what you think made the plants to die because it was healthy at first, but now most of them, if not all of them, are dead. So brainstorm about what could be the causes of the death of the plants. When they keep it. Exactly. If you feel it's the position, write it. If you feel like maybe there's inadequate sunlight, you write it down.
Let them talk by themselves.
So they asked me a question. They asked me where they kept it. That's what I was asked. I just told them to write it down if you feel like yeah,
Responsible for the. Okay, there was a question asked here. Somebody asked, where was the tray kept? Mr. Odo. Okay. The tray was kept in the dark room. Because we thought that excessive heat could kill them. Okay? So the tray was kept under the bed. But, yes, under the bed. So just now discuss.
Sir, you said that
little light that's good get. What made it grow was the little light that is extracted. And he died because of that.
So what do you guys think else? Except from sunlight, what else causes it?
No, but it was because
Are you using the paper knife? Are you using the paper knife?
Hello. Some of them did not die actually, but when we remove it from the dark room, we place them under the sun. The ones that were actually trying to survive also died. So what happened?
So can you imagine that people know what?
Yes,
and you
very
didn't get
adequate water.
You didn't get. So how are you doing that day?
After 10 minutes, what do we have? Where water? Every day.
Who is that? Never mind, I know who he is. Not there. I know. You know what? Sorry. Maybe too much.
Too much sunlight. When they can see.
Actually, you can't do don't tell me.
Yeah, so we went to our house.
Please, what are your reasons?
Less or excess water, too much sunlight.
Now,
Yeah.
Also, the fact that they didn't have enough space to breathe.
They didn't have enough
space.
Okay, that's complete.
lack of space.
So you guys, can I hear your problems or the reasons or the causes? You guys, the causes. Say where? Asking for documentation purposes.
I'm not yet done.
Sorry.
At the point, so now they stop.
Okay, if they are true in your group,
Not only the sun, what if the nutrients was not also enough for the plant?
There was enough nutrients actually. The stuff we need already had enough. It's just sun and water. That's just sun and water. And then because they were growing under the Then at the point they died. Then he took it under the sun. And the ones that were struggling to grow under died. That means there was no sun. There was too much sun.
There was not enough sun.
Yes, and there was too much sun.
So it needs to be in an environment where
There is neither much sun. Yes, balance.
There's another question. Is it that I feel like you know that doesn't matter if I'm this, but I just have something to say. Like the plants here, since they're like seedlings, maybe the sun was too harsh.
That's what I'm saying. It was too harsh, and when it was under the bed, it was not enough.
Not
At the
enough.
point, it was not enough.
Yes,
When
that's
they
what I
started
feel.
growing, it was enough because they were still.
Yeah, it's true.
But as they were trying to mature, they started struggling.
And I feel like if they are like if the sunlight is like high, the water should be high because they are photosynthesizing and they need the water before they die.
okay, what you know, as you're growing,
When it was under the sun, were you watching it as the same way you were watching it when it was under the bed?
actually it was put under the sun for like 6 hours. It was watered in the morning. before it was now put under the sun. So when it was discovered that this thing actually died, it was taken away from the sun.
Soil. One, start saying points. Let me write.
Takes that to the way and then something higher. What if as the plant is growing, like you said, put it in for 6 hours. But the 6 hours was too much, or it was too small. It was too much. So as it's growing, maybe day one it needs 2 hours for the plant to survive. Maybe the next week it needs just like it continues.
Okay, I think we should round up now. Are you done with your book? Okay. What are these books?
So we come to our conclusion that
I think they should. The sun was too much.
right, our conclusion.
What are these books? Are you done?
Let's write our points down.
Oh, yeah, write your point.
Number one, the sun it has less light under the veil. It has enough light under the veil.
But you don't have it.
Then at some point, light was less. So it started dying. Then when it was speaking, so then the rate of
All hail the good to that laughing. God bless the faithful. My boy.
Okay. Boy.
Over what?
Please, can you be louder? Please, can you
Adequate
start again?
ventilation.
So you should shout.
Just say like some of the things that she's already saying.
Avoid overwatering.
And then
When you face the camera on me, my voice is too.
I don't want to talk. I want to continue doing this.
are you writing secretary? Who is secretary?
How many weeks have they been that you want to start transplant?
Exactly, so it's not transplants.
That they don't have what?
Okay. Now, each piece, hello, let's do group presentation now. Okay. Somebody will be selected or chosen. Have you chosen somebody from your group? Yes. Okay. So, based on what you've discussed and what you've come up with, that person will tell us why and how can we avert occurrence of that as we proceed. Is that okay? So we're going to start from this group. Go closer to me. So who is presenting the point here? Who is presenting? So at least as hello, we have finished brainstorming. Can we listen to somebody now so that it will not be loud? Is that okay? Okay, who is presenting? Okay, stand up. Stand up. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so my point. Our point was
Why not stand on the podium so that? No, let it be that is representing. Okay. Stand with it. Stand with it. Just listen.
During the course of our discussion, we come up with these following points.
From anybody now, can you listen to move closer to them so that it will be? I want it to be very audible.
okay. So during the course of our discussion, we discovered that what made the plant grow at a certain point towards another level. As a seedling, it needs a particular amount of nutrients, not nutrients, sunlight, because that's the main thing we thought. It needs a particular amount of sunlight at that point. So what made it grow at that point was it got that little sunlight which it needed at that point. So then what made it die after it grew at a certain point while still under the bed was at the stage where it got in the maturity level, the sunlight wasn't enough. So it started dying. So it was not taken under the sun, and we felt that the amount of sunlight given to it at that maturity stage or level was too much, which contributed to it dying, the ones that survived dying. So the way to solve that problem is we think that every plant or this plant needs a particular amount of sunlight or a particular amount of sunlight or water or anything added to it at each level of maturity. At each level of maturity. So thank you.
Who is speaking with I want to
Move to the back of that board.
Emmanuel, are you there? Stay together with them. That's what it is. Chigere. So your speaker will be in your front, then you'll be at the back. Quickly, do that now. You have to be on the alert.
Okay. So the question talks about how the plants die. And so like a hypothetical solution to what happened is the fact that
Can you start all over again?
okay.
You are not audible. Yes. You have to be loud.
The question talks about how the plants died. And a hypothetical solution to those problems are the fact that cocoa peat was used. And you don't know whether like the plants that brought up these ones you saw and they have to adapt. So maybe the weak ones died and the strong ones are going to survive. Secondly, what if like the environment that it was put in was not conducive enough? Like what if like the parent plants, what if they needed more sunlight, what if they needed more water? So our technical solution is to that is to get like 5 different samples and put them in 5 different environments so that you can see which one is better for it and then grow the plant which one is best. So now I want to show like now, I want to talk about how to avoid the effects. To avoid the effects, let's just try and increase the nutrients in the plant to see whether maybe that also as I said before, we also need an effective study of the specimen of the plant, like which is better and like what is best to do to avoid the effects of anything happening to the plant. And those are our solutions. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Pause. Yeah, touching it.
One of the reasons why the plants died was because of too much sunlight. As our teacher said previously, that when the tray was under the bed, it was growing more than when we brought it into the sun. And we thought that such a thing took place because of the excess amount of sunlight that was being being received by the plants in the tree.
We also thought that maybe when the plants were taken to sunlight, as they were growing, they didn't have enough space to grow and spread their roots, so they died.
Thank you.
So during our brainstorm here, we thought that where it was being kept was not suitable enough, like because it was not receiving enough sunlight needed for its growth, and it's possible that it was not being washed over, that they just like kept it under the bed and then just watered it during some time, but then they didn't wash it constantly. And then there was not enough ventilation. If you sleep under a bed, obviously you don't receive air. So that's how the plant was. It was not receiving enough air, and it was just growing how with the little care it was given. And the habitat of the plant was changed from under the bed to where there was too much sunlight. So it was not like it didn't adapt easily. And the plants were trying to survive. The plants that were trying to survive died due to the lack of easy adaptation, and there was unstable weather condition for the plants. Now, our solution is that we should get the right amount of sunlight, not too much, not too less, just enough adequate sunlight, and we should not like overwater the plants, because if there's no space in each of them are given like little boxes, and then they don't have enough space. So we should like not overwater them, and we should get experienced personnel to watch over the plants so that they will be watched, and then we will not be like, oh, we will not think that our plant is going to die fast and all. Yeah, thank you.
What made plants grow in the first place? The room they had kept it was already well ventilated with wind and enough sunlight. So by the time they had put the plant had enough space to grow. So by the time they had put the plant and prepared it for lock up, the plant had limited supply of all it needs, that's air and sunlight. So that was what made it die in the first place. The plants probably suffocated due to lack of drainage system. As you can see, the nursery, the place where they planted it looks like it doesn't have a drainage place for the water to pass through. So maybe the water must have sat inside it and then just stayed there. And the roots where the plant was growing from had taken too much water, which led them to suffocate and die. When the plants were brought out to sunlight, they had already adapted to their weird habitat. So when they were brought into a new place, they were not able to adapt to that place. So the strong plants that grew in that area died during the sunlight because of lack of adaptation. There was also transpiration. In the dark room, there was heat kept on building up due to lack of ventilation to remove the hot air away. So the plants lost a lot of water because they sat there and the heat evaporated them. So they lost a lot of water, making the weak ones to die. Our solution is give them one habitation. You can't make a man live inside a room for a very long time and bring them out and expect them to still survive. You have to make sure that they are inside one particular place and to mix them. So I suggest that you should have kept the plant under sunlight and given it adequate solution first. Secondly, you should have given it proper drainage. So the plants keep taking a lot of water, which is not good for them. So you should have put adequate water and allowed for drainage so that the water will spill out and they should have taken all that they need. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's nice. Yeah? Yes. Now, what is our conclusion now? our conclusion, based on your discussion now, is that we should have kept this tray under the same condition throughout. Yes or no?
Yes.
Not that we put them under a condition for a week and change the condition after 1 week. It could lead to failure. Is that okay? Yes. Is that the agreement? Yes. Thank you very much. Another thing is that we should look critically at the drainage system, so that in order not to in order not to make it to be waterlogged. That is the tray, because there is a limit to the level of water the young plants will survive in. Is that our agreement too? Yes. Okay. Another thing that another thing we think we have discussed in your group is number 1, adaptation. Number 2, water. Number 3 is sunlight. Okay. Maybe when they were growing, the sunlight that was naturally needed was not supplied at the adequate time, and when they were brought out, they were in shock, in the sense that they were really they were taken by surprise. They have not received sunlight for some time, and all of a sudden they got sunlight for 6 hours, and so they could not actually survive. They gave up, and so they died. So that is another one. Is there anyone I did not capture?
Personnel. People are not watching it very properly.
Okay, maybe it was not well watched over. Okay, so those are the things we're going to look at as we look at this now. This is just 1 week. This is just 1 week. Now, the condition we subjected these ones to, we put them under a continuous condition for a week, under a room that is constantly having air conditioner, and also was well watered. But today I brought it out to the sun, and some have started dying. So it shows that we should keep it under a particular condition for a very long time. If they want to get light, we should just maybe open the window so that they can actually trap the necessary light, the little light that is needed. Okay, so that's 1. Number 2, brainstorming activity we will do possibly with the brothers today is that what are the risks involved in stem farm, that is hydroponic farming? What are the risks involved? So those are the things we're going to brainstorm on. The brothers, what time will you be free to come back, and so that we can brainstorm? 6:30. Okay, that's it. That's settled. So brother girls, where are brother girls? Okay, brother girls, 6:30. I will call your wholesale parent. You come out, brother boys, 6:30, so that we come to the lab here. So, but that's when you have dinner.
That means you do it after when girls do their dinner. After them, 5:30.
5. Yes, okay, yes, sir.
You need 1 hour rest. Then
you have sports. So when do you want us to do it? What of tomorrow? Tomorrow by 3.
No problem.
Yes. Tomorrow by 3 to 4:30.
But we are free.
Yes. 3 to 4:30 tomorrow is how it's.
That's after school.
After school, 3 to 4:30. Okay, 2:30. Okay, 2:30 to 4. I think that's okay tomorrow. Thank you very much. A round of applause for yourself.